So after completing intern intensive, you know that if Michael Phelps came to see you, you'd be able to scan his heart and his lungs. However, there's really so much more that we can do with point-of-care ultrasound. Any sort of organ we can basically scan and enhance our physical examination. And so if this is interesting to you and you want to get better at this, then what we have is a curriculum that is going to occur over 2 years that you'll be able to participate in. And so after intern intensive, you may have felt like Kevin McAllister, and then you went through a day and a half of training, and you felt a little bit better, and you're able to use point-of-care ultrasound, at least to do some basic things. Inevitably, though, you're going to end up like Kevin McAllister again and not know how to proceed forward. And this is what this curriculum is meant to address. So what does it look like? What do I mean by a longitudinal curriculum? So it's elective, obviously. You don't need to participate in it, but if getting better is interesting to you, if adding some applications to your tool set is really interesting to you, then I think this is the best option that we have. It's going to occur over about 8 to 10 modules. We're going to try to complete one every 2 months. Each module is going to cover an organ system, and there's going to be some competency assessments built in so you can have some formative feedback. So if you know you're actually getting good, or if you still have some work to do, that way you know that when you start applying it to your own clinical care that you're doing so in a correct manner. We aim to start in October, November, and I'll get into that in a little bit in the upcoming slides. So what do I mean by module, and what organ systems are we covering? So you already covered lung and basic cardiac in intern intensive. We'll do some reinforcements on those if you need it, some bedside sessions in terms of what we'll be talking about in the next few slides. We'll subsequently cover advanced cardiac, and by that I mean the parasternal short axis and the apical forechamber. Then we'll be able to move on to abdominal ultrasound, looking for free fluid, looking at the kidneys and the bladder, assessing for obstructive uropathy, and then skin and soft tissue ultrasound. This is one of my favorite applications, looking for abscess. Finally, moving on to the vascular component of the curriculum, DVT, and assessing the aorta. What does a module look like? So it does entail a little bit of home pre-work. So you have roughly 30 to 60 minutes that you do prior to coming into a one-on-one or one-on-two session with a POCUS expert. That's going to be me, perhaps Chrissy Schutzer or Dr. Renee DeVersdal, to really give you that foundational work. After that point, we would say go ahead and scan on your own. So those are the independent scans, and if you're feeling like you're just not quite ready, then we can have brief interventions or coaching sessions with additional faculty. Those are meant to be short, 15 minutes, and done on your own patients, so you can actually see how it's clinically, the findings are clinically integrated. There are some independent knowledge assessments available. In the process of building our own question bank, but right now there's some questions online that are free that you can use to kind of make sure that you're in the right place. And then the whole process starts over with. So you start with advanced cardiac. Then you'd move forward to the next module, and then you'd move forward to the next module, and then you'd have like a competency assessment. That's just to make sure that you're hitting your mark again, not kind of overall reflective of your participation. It's more of just saying, hey, you're 60% of the way there, you're not quite, here's what you're struggling on, and here's what you need to do to get better. Again, done for your own personal evaluation. All the curriculum's hosted on IMRes PDX. I have a website built out that's housed at imres.pdx.com/US-curriculum. I'll send you a link for that. If this sounds interesting to you, please send me a paragraph stating that you're interested and whether you can commit the time to actually get good at this. I'm going to be investing a lot of time in making sure you get good at this, and in turn, I want that time to be well worth it for you as well. So if it's something that you think you're going to have time for, I think this is going to be a really great opportunity and something that can really potentially aid your future patient evaluations. I'm accepting about 8 to 10 learners this year. And I'm really hopeful by the time that you get up on the graduation stage in your third year of residency, that there's going to be a certificate of recognition by the program. I'm in talks with the program leadership right now, but I'm hoping that's going to be at least something that you're going to be able to carry forward for you. In addition, the other carrot that is offered here is that, let's say you're moving on to a different hospital, you would be able to have a portfolio that you can bring with them and say, hey, listen, I've completed X amount of scans, and I'm therefore competent in these in this application, and I should be able to be credentialed to do that at the hospital. So again, it's trying to set you up for success moving forward. If you have questions, if you think you're interested but want more information, please email me at pyro@ohsu.edu. Again, this is a commitment, but I think it's going to be valuable for you moving forward.